moved here 2 years ago, the first thing which I did when I went to visit the property was record it. And I still have the recording. The recording is around 2 GBs, which is a waste space for me. And it's so disorganized that it's very difficult to find those recordings. So since now I'm moving out, I have to literally go back to like 2 years and then find out the recording. So that's where the idea came from, where I see that it's a problem for me, it's a problem for the property manager as well. So the pain points are inconsistent documentation, costly disputes, manual review burden, disorganized storage, and compliance risk. So my solution is guided capture, where you'll be step by step, you'll be guided through the whole process to capture the video. The AI will tell you that show me this particular room, show me this wall, you have missed one point, let me capture properly. So it will give you a whole complete guided step by step mobile interface. And then once the capture is done, it will detect all the damages and create a summary around it. Through that summary will be shared with the renter, and eventually I also want to create a product for the renter also, so that they can also take the video in case the property manager cannot. And finally, once you have generated the report, it will be shared and both of you agree. And finally, when you move out, it will compare both the videos or the images which were captured and calculate the costs of the repairs. So here's how it works. You start the inspection. This is a view for the property manager right now, initially where the property manager will take the videos. And you'll start the camera, capture the feed, and once it's done, you will submit it for review. The AI will, using OCR, like different AI such as Google's video detection, it will capture all the different types of damages, and then you can finally generate a report. You can send the report to the renter, download a PDF or email it, and finally, when you are moving out, you can do a comparison for both of the moving in and moving out. And this is the calculation of the renters.
You said you used the Google camera detection.
For AI, that will be used. Right now, this is mock data.
What do you think? What data do you think you would need from the property in order to use this application?
From the property, so we just need a video capture of the property, so that once the video is taken, the video detection models are so enhanced that you can determine if there are any damages in the property.
But you would need like a layout or something, like
no. You just take a video and then it can detect it.
But like for stain, you can guess you need to paint it or something. But like appliances, the camera won't the dishwashers or nothing.
For the functional thing, you will have to go and check the functionality. Yeah. But this will save a lot of time for
like
property
this
management.
add-on and fill and stuff.
I have a couple of questions. First is, how do you validate that the video content?
The property manager will take the video of the building. So let's say you go in with the property manager during the onboarding. They'll take it in front of you.
Okay.
That's why you know that. That's when you know that it's authentic.
Got it. And what if the actual cost of repair is very different from what you estimate?
This is just to help you out that these are the repair costs that we take based on the damages it detected.
Okay.
So it is an estimate that it provides you, and once that estimate is it will be then verified by the actual maintenance person. to calculate the actual cost and see. And once you have more data, you will be able to find out the accuracy of the AI. And as the accuracy grows, then you can trust it more.
I think it's a great idea, but I think like you don't want to property manager to have to go in every single room and record it. It's good as a self-serve, like if tenants are moving in, it's part of their onboarding process. They do that. So,
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like the extension of this is like the tenant can take the video, and that's where the guided process comes in. Like it will tell you where to take the video, which photo to take, and everything, so that it will be more hands-off, and the property management company will save much more.
But that's where the idea of how you verify
The function.
Yeah.
it's not that good.
It's a logical flaw. I think there will be probably it will be more time saving, and like if you just have to check the functional flaws, then it will be more time saving for the property managers.
I agree.
Thank you.
This is a map of a property holding company's properties located across the United States. So we'll zoom into this property management company or property ownership company, and you can see they have properties in Dallas, Atlanta, and New York. Now overlaid on top of these areas are changing laws and regulations that are going to affect potential fines that landlords will have to pay. So if we go into the neighborhood aspect of this, New York City alone, there were about $940 million of fines that landlords had to pay over the last 5 years. So now a property owner can see the various properties they have, overlaid with local regulations and laws, as well as on the left, kind of when those laws are going to take place. So this gives them an overview of the potential risks that they'll have to deal with, and then a radar chart that shows the risks by categories. So the idea is that a financial analyst for the property management company would look at this, understand where the risks are, and then send out notifications to the various regional managers. So regulation radar turns compliance risk into clear actionable insights, basically transforming Ender into like a compliance shield. And the amount of fines that property managers may avoid paying makes up for the Ender investment in this higher technology price to build. So that's what I got. Thank you guys.
Tell me a little bit about the development process. Like how did you start it? What were some of the major challenges?
Yeah, so I personally like regulation and compliance as a go-to-market strategy. So I was thinking of and asking the team questions about the regions that are most at risk for property management in terms of fines and changing laws, and what areas are landlord friendly versus tenant friendly. So I wanted to add in the Maps API and mock some data around spend or around fines and various laws, apply it to the map, and then use this as like the one property management overview screen essentially. So I used Gemini Maps API, Bolt, and then mock data. And then I Googled actual fine amounts in the last 5 years, so that is real.
What about the regulatory fee? What do you mean finally?
Sorry?
The regulatory
Regulatory
fee.
feed?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was just generated, but there are other tools out there that you can map essentially regulations and incoming laws from the federal government and other API sources. So for the demo, this was demo data, but there are companies that provide regulations down to the zip code level, and applying those regulations to zip code is what allows you to map out these specific neighborhoods.
So who exactly is like the user of this? It would be the
So this,
acquisition team,
yeah, so it could be the property owners as a whole. If they own properties across the United States, they would have access to this dashboard that shows risk of their properties. So part of Ender's platform, it'd be the risk compliance value add that you would provide to large property owners. So small businesses probably wouldn't want this or be able to afford it. This would be for your nationwide customers and not consumers, the actual property managers themselves or property owners themselves.
like forecasting your expenses in terms of
Potential risk.
fines, yeah.
And what's the auto notify owners?
So this would, if we were zoomed into that New York City area and we wanted to click on this region, which is having incoming laws around heating and water, whatever safety standards it might be, they can preview a notice and they could send this to whoever's managing that region.
I like the very bottom there, there's like the auto notify owners.
Oh yeah, so that would send the preview. So you preview the owner notice, you can edit it with your own text. Maybe you're pissed off at them, you can make it
I
angry.
think
Below that.
I think she
Oh.
means even below
There's like a
that.
toggle.
Oh, okay.
Would that just like automatically send it?
Yeah, you can see the outboxes.
Yeah, so this is a little gift from Bolt. I didn't ask for it, but it knows that I need it.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of fines going through. Bolt loves adding in these little gifts sometimes.
Cool. Thanks.
Did you start with kind of a more complex set of features and a more complex prompt, or did you start kind of small and iterate from there?
No, I went and talked to the team and kind of figured out a problem and then I have a custom GPT I use for all my venture ideas. So I used that to kind of build the basis of it and then ask for Bolt.new prompt and then kind of went and Bolt and figured it out from there.
Awesome. Thank you.
This is the tenant communications portal. So the idea here is to have consistent communication out to your tenants, and as you're looking across all of your properties, to have one single standard communication that goes out to them for a number of different scenarios. So the idea is that I can go and import my property data and my tenant information, and from there I can start using this as a communication platform with my tenants. I have a list of the tenants and their specific properties, there's a little bit of data. I have the ability to have a message center where I have I can do campaigns of blasts or scheduled messages. And if I want, I can go ahead and compose messages inside here. I've got key sort of fields so if I want to think of almost like a merge field, values, I can go ahead and add that as part of the standard template, and then save that template out and use that for a later point. So this is sort of the example of just creating that, but then from there being able to create templates. So on here I've got some kind of standard templates, so monthly rent reminder, lease renewal notice, maybe a community event. So you see various things where I can, something new is happening in the building, I can set up a template and have that information inside here. I can do segmentation. So along this line, I've got, if I wanted to set something up for Sunset Gardens, I'm going to do a blast out to that group. Sunset Gardens, I can specify, all tenants, write it down properly. But I can go ahead and create that new group and then use that to marry that with a template to send out information out to those groups. As part of this, this is just not working yet, but there's a scheduling engine which ties all this together. So if I want to auto schedule these communications, it just happens automatically. And then other things that were included in here are some concepts around some analytics, get information, and tenant scoring. So to look at potentially past payments, late payments, or other scenario tenant sentiment, I can capture that and act on it.
So if tenants are to reply to messages, would there be some place to see active chats or like message threads.
Yeah, so that would be, I guess, future. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So is the first time you've used Bolt vibe coding, or have you done stuff before?
I've used Bolt before, so yeah, this is kind of, but I haven't used this version. I've used kind of the do-it-yourself.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
What was like kind of the thing that surprised you the most, and the thing that was the most challenging?
Well, it didn't take many tokens. It didn't like Next.js, so I ended up going with a different framework, but it worked pretty well. Yeah. So.
Any other questions?
What is the AI analytics like? Is it the
Yeah.
bottom? Is it like the warnings to?
Yeah. So this is basically getting to your point of being able to look at email open rates, getting other information in terms of feedback back from the tenant, and then being able to use that and incorporate that into the tenant score.
And like, what inspired you to make this?
It seemed, I don't know, it seemed kind of like something that would be useful. I actually worked with a REIT recently. And so they don't deal with tenants; they just deal with commercial properties. So this is a little out of the scope of what I was. But it seemed like in terms of working with tenants, that's a challenge, right? Just having a lot of tenants and trying to work with them.
Thank you.